The origin of bacteria remains a mystery. Some scientists believe bacteria colonized the Earth after arriving aboard meteorites. In the beginning, Earth resembled an inferno composed of methane, ammonia, and carbon dioxide. Paradoxically, this inhospitable environment was responsible for warming the planet. The first forms of life appeared: bacteria. Our ancestors rapidly invaded our planet, reproducing by duplication. Then, to adapt themselves to all environments, they diversified.
A microbe is a microorganism, a microscopic living thing. There are many different microbes, including fungi, bacteria, and viruses. Mushrooms are some of the biggest fungi, but the smallest are microscopic. Fungi are plants with no chlorophyll. They're parasites, living on other plants and animals. Bacteria are usually smaller than fungi. They're simple microscopic cells that multiply by dividing. Their number can double as quickly as every 20 minutes. Viruses are smaller still. They have a protein shell which contains the virus's genes. To multiply, a virus needs to get into your cells.
Throughout history, epidemics of bacterial origin have killed 1,000 times more people than all the wars. Epidemics of plague caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, of cholera with Vibrio cholerae, gangrene with Clostridium. In the Middle Ages, the bacterium Serratia caused blood-red spots to appear suddenly on the communion wafers. This invisible cause provoked the massacre of hundreds of Jews by the clergy. With the arrival of the microscope in the 16th century, bacteria could be observed for the first time and were baptized animalcules. But the world had to wait until the 19th century for Louis Pasteur to understand the role of bacteria.
In the present state of science, the theory of spontaneous generation is chimerical. Air alone cannot give rise to life. It is the germs in the air, germs carried by air, that give rise to life. If there were so many germs in the air, they would form a fog as dense as iron.
Pasteur won the day in spite of his detractors, and the era of pasteurization began. A good bacterium is a dead bacterium. And yet, it was thanks to a microorganism that Fleming discovered penicillin in 1928.
In the early 1900s, a doctor called Alexander Fleming was trying to find new ways of treating bacterial infection. Alexander Fleming was working in this very room, studying a type of bacterium that lives in septic wounds called Staphylococcus. He made his big discovery on the 3rd of September 1928, right here. Fleming was cleaning up his lab when he noticed something unusual. By accident, there was a mouldy fungus growing on one of his agar plates, but more importantly, he noticed that there were no bacteria growing around it. His conclusion was that the fungus must have produced a chemical which killed the bacteria. This was just what he'd been looking for. The name of the fungus was Penicillium notatum, so he called this killer substance penicillin. Penicillin stops bacteria by breaking down their cell walls. The bacteria get bigger but can't divide. Eventually, they burst and die. A substance produced by a microbe which kills bacteria is called an antibiotic. In World War II, the race was on to make enough of this new antibiotic to save thousands of soldiers' lives. Today, penicillin is still an important drug for treating infectious diseases. It's produced on a bigger scale than ever. At this company in Northumberland, they produce over 7 tons of it a day. An ideal place for bacteria and fungi to live is on the human body. Scientists have estimated that sometimes there are more microbes living on your hands than there are people living on the earth. A good way of seeing these invisible beings is to grow them on agar gel. This gel contains blood, an excellent source of microbe food. Place a hand on it, cover it up and leave it in a warm incubator. 48 hours later, and the warmth has encouraged the microbes to multiply. Eventually, there are so many microbes that they become visible. Each spot is made up of millions of microbes. Many microbes are living on your skin all the time. When your body becomes infected with a harmful microbe, white blood cells like this help you fight back. This white blood cell is engulfing a microbe. It's eating it whole. Other white blood cells produce chemicals called antibodies. Antibodies stick to microbes. They clump the microbes together, making it easier for the white cells to engulf them. Your body makes a special antibody for every microbe it meets.
Today, thanks to bacteria, scientists are inventing a new way of life. Many bacteria have been patented. Bacteria can be found in electroacoustic speakers to improve sound quality. Paintings have been restored by bacteria. These luminescent bacteria light up with their own energy. Others serve as living power packs. Engorged with microbes, they provide cheap and environmentally friendly lighting. These ones, pointing north, can replace our compasses. Bacteria can even be put in our underwear, but this time to eliminate odors.